Have you ever met someone who always seems happy? They're smiling, they're productive, they make jokes, they show up to work or school, they answer messages, they help other people. And somehow, they always look fine. But psychology says some of the most depressed people don't look depressed at all. Because hidden depression doesn't always look like sadness. Sometimes it looks like someone trying desperately to convince the world and themselves that they're okay. This is often called smiling depression or high-functioning depression, and it's dangerous because the suffering happens silently. The person keeps functioning while slowly falling apart internally. They become experts at hiding pain, not because they enjoy pretending, but because they fear becoming a burden or being misunderstood or judged, and over time, hiding the pain becomes part of their personality. So here are the deeper psychological signs that someone may be secretly struggling with depression. Number 1. They feel emotions much more intensely than they show. People with hidden depression often bottle up emotions for long periods of time. They suppress sadness, suppress anger, suppress fear, suppress exhaustion. And when emotions stay trapped inside, they don't disappear, they build pressure. That's why someone with hidden depression may suddenly seem extremely sensitive over small things. A simple comment hurts more than it should. A tiny conflict feels overwhelming. A minor inconvenience causes emotional shutdown. Because psychologically, they're not reacting only to that moment. They're reacting to weeks or months of stored emotional weight. And the strange part is this emotional intensity works both ways. They may love deeply, care deeply, give deeply. Sometimes the kindest people are the ones fighting the hardest internal battles because they understand pain so well. Number 2, they slowly become more negative or emotionally detached. Someone who used to be hopeful suddenly becomes cynical. They joke more about life being meaningless. They stop sounding excited about the future. And psychologically, this often happens because depression changes the brain's expectation system. The mind begins predicting disappointment before anything even happens. So optimism starts feeling unrealistic. They may say things like, "Nothing really matters. People always leave. Life is exhausting." Or "What's the point anyway?" And sometimes people mistake this for maturity or realism, but often it's emotional exhaustion disguised as logic. Number 3, they become obsessed with achievement. This surprises a lot of people, because some depressed people don't stop working. They overwork, constantly. School, business, fitness, goals, productivity. From the outside, they look ambitious, but internally, they may be using achievement to escape themselves. Staying busy prevents silence, and awareness creates control. Stage 2, resist. This is where discipline actually starts growing. Not when things are easy, when your brain wants comfort and you choose differently. Every urge has a small psychological window, a moment where the brain says, "Check your phone, skip the workout, do it tomorrow." Most people obey instantly. The mirror method teaches you to pause inside that moment. Not forever, just long enough to interrupt the automatic behavior. When you feel the urge to escape, wait 10 seconds. Breathe. Let the discomfort exist without immediately reacting to it. Because the goal is not to destroy discomfort. The goal is to stop obeying it. This is how self-control gets stronger. Every time you resist an urge, even for a few seconds, your brain rewires itself slightly, and slowly discomfort loses power over you. Stage 3, repeat. Discipline is not built through massive actions. It's built through repeated small evidence. The brain learns through repetition, not intensity. That's why people fail when they try to completely transform overnight. They rely on emotional energy, and emotional energy fades quickly. The mirror method focuses on consistency instead. Small actions, repeated daily. Read 1 page. Do 5 push-ups. Study for 10 minutes. Write 1 paragraph. Tiny actions seem unimportant, but psychologically, they send a very important signal to your brain. I am someone who follows through. An identity changes through evidence, not motivation. The more proof your brain collects, the more natural discipline begins to feel. Eventually, consistency stops feeling forced. It becomes automatic. Stage 4, reinforce. Most people destroy discipline because they only notice failure. They ignore progress. But the brain repeats behaviors that feel rewarding. That's why reinforcement matters. At the end of every day, acknowledge your wins. Even small ones. You woke up on time, you focused longer, you resisted distraction, you stayed consistent. That matters, because confidence is built through remembered evidence, not empty motivation. Another powerful part of reinforcement is changing your self-talk. Stop saying, "I'm lazy, I have no discipline, I always fail." Your brain listens to repeated language, and eventually it treats those words as truth. Instead say, "I'm learning consistency, I'm becoming more disciplined, I follow through more every day." Because identity is constantly shaped by repetition, both physically and mentally. Now here's the important truth. Discipline does not suddenly appear one morning. It's built quietly, in invisible moments nobody sees. The moment you choose to work while tired. The moment you stop scrolling and start focusing. The moment you continue even without motivation. Those small moments seem unimportant, but over time, they completely change who you become. Because successful people are not people who never feel distracted. They're people who trained themselves not to obey every distraction. And that's what discipline really is. Not perfection, not suffering, not becoming emotionless, just learning how to act based on what matters instead of what feels easy in the moment. So starting today, stop waiting to feel motivated. Start building evidence. One action, one promise kept.